I always want things to sell, but I really want these to sell because I want to keep making them. Hi, I make these little jewelry dishes in various different styles. This one's a claddagh, and I sell them in a shop, I sell them online, they sell, but they're a little bit time consuming. I'm wondering if I can make much smaller ones off the hump. It will have no hand carving into it, just a simpler, smaller form. If I can make them a lot quicker, I can sell them for cheaper. And so it's just an experiment, really. I want to see how many I can make with 2.4 kilograms off the hump, if it is quicker and easier. And so we'll give it a go. I really enjoyed that. That was just a surprising amount of fun. I really feel like I should have been throwing off the hump an awful lot more than I have been. It was a bit of a skill. This was my first few. They're all pretty different sizes. They're a bit bigger than I wanted. Second set, a bit more uniformity. Third set, fourth set, and then I ran out of clay. There were maybe 6 or 7 that I wired through the piece and I binned, so I could have had more. So this is 1, 2, 3, 24. Let's say I should have been able to make 30 out of 2.4 kilograms, which would be 80 grams per jewelry dish. Again, I'm not thrilled about the first batch. That's just a lesson, really, or some of the second. Yeah, this was really good fun. I might just keep going. I'll set these to the side and let them dry off and then do some trimming. So these are finally ready to trim on the wheel. It's been almost a week for this to dry enough to trim. They would have been dry enough yesterday, but I was busy. But everything's drying so slow. What I will regret when it comes to trimming already is I took these off the wheel in such a hurried manner, as if I was in a race. I know I was trying to be fast, but the bottoms are really, they're quite messy. So I'm going to have a little more work trimming them to tidy them, whereas I think an extra few seconds when taking them off the wheel would have made a big difference. And I was wiring them off with the wheel turning. I was so enthusiastic. I should have stopped the wheel to wire them off, but live and learn, that's the whole point. So let's go to the wheel. that didn't take too long. It would have been quicker had I done a neater job at the start, but honestly that was fine. Oh, it helps that I really enjoy trimming, to be fair. So they're not in bad state. Again, if I'd been a little more thinking ahead a bit more when I was taking these off, I would have just been more careful. Small pieces, you don't want to have to smooth down every bit because you're not going to be making the same money from a small piece as you would from a big beautiful vase that you carefully trim and sponge down. So it's efficiency really, but I guess this is a shape that I'm just learning. So I'm just going to give these a quick sponge and then let them go leather hard and pop them in for a bisque kiln. They're looking really well. I'm just gonna check for cracks. That's pretty good. There is one little guy with a tiny, tiny crack, but that's okay. So that gives us 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 22, 22. I'll still glaze this guy, hopefully as a second or as an experiment for glaze combos. But I've got 7 brush-on glazes and 3 tester pots of dipping glazes. I'm just going to do a whole mess of different colors. Yeah, this is a chance to see what works. I am a massive fan of dipping glazes. They're just so much cheaper, especially if you mix them yourself, and easier. They're quicker to do, they're less hassle, I think. But I do love having a selection of brush-on glazes. I think they're just really handy. I've built this collection up over a couple of years, buying a pot or 2 if I'm in a pottery supply shop. These are the Old Forge Creations floating glazes. we've got saturation gold, glot hellrot, which is red, yellow gloss, seaweed, flambe, glot orange, cobalt, floating iron, floating copper, and floating cobalt. What I'm going to do next, once these are fully dried, is sponge the bottoms and check that there's no glaze, that the glaze isn't going to drip, and then glaze fire. I forgot about this one, the cracked one. I'm going to go floating copper with him. These guys are all cleaned up. They'll go in the kiln to 1190 degrees Celsius and we'll see how they turn out. Look at these guys. These look great. Oh, they're all really vibrant. Right, let's see what we have. These two are flambe. They turned out really nicely, actually. This is glot orange. Beautiful color. These two are seaweed. Yellow gloss. Glot hellrot. There's a tiny bit in one of them where it feels glazed, but it doesn't look it. We have two at the saturation gold, which honestly is more of a bronze, I think, but I think it's a lovely color. You really got to hit the light with them just right to see it. We have four floating iron. I think one was the cracked one, wasn't it? Yeah, this guy had the little crack. That might be mine. I love this color. It's so beautiful. It looks like the pupil of an eye. These three are floating copper. And I believe these two are the cobalt. And then these two are the floating cobalt. So this is the home mixed glaze by Joe Thompson. And, oh, am I wrong? I don't know. We have four blue. These are absolutely perfect. They are so simple in their design. I think that is part of the appeal, is they're exactly what they are. I think they're really what I wanted. I just enjoyed making these so much. These are going to go on my Etsy shop probably. Because they're so quick and they're quite small, they can go for a nice low price, which makes things like this affordable to people that can't afford some of the bigger pieces. It makes me glad to have such a wide range of glazes, because I think this is just playful pottery. This is fun, accessible, playful pottery. I always want things to sell, but I really want these to sell because I want to keep making them. It was a really fun project, to be honest. I highly recommend giving it a go. Let me know what your favorite glaze is. Mine has to be the floating iron. I did a video of me mixing it recently. It's just my favorite glaze at the minute. I think it works really well on this because it looks like an eyeball. If you want to see more videos like this, please like and subscribe. Thanks so much and have a great day.